Is my screen visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, Raf.
Okay. Is my screen visible right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So in the last lecture, we talked about the quarter wave transformer matching. Is screen visible right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the last lecture, we talked about the quarter wave transformer for impedance matching, and in that we talked that we can transform the load impedance uh, to match with the characteristic impedance of the transmission line by using a quarter wave section of another transmission line, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but and the characteristic impedance of that quarter wave transformer transmission line should be Z naught dash will be equal to under root of Z naught into ZL, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now in that one problem was that you should have a that characteristic impedance of that value, that is Z naught dash.
गैस वहां निकलते हैं वैसा ही
ओ
है
भाई फोन में बैटरी तो है नहीं यार।
It is requested to kindly switch off your mics. Okay. And the another problem is that as soon as what is the length? The length of the that quarter wave transformer section is lambda by 4. So the lambda will be corresponding to a particular frequency only, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So as soon as your frequency will change, the the same section might work as a lambda by 2 section or the lambda by 8 section for another frequency signal, right?
Yes, sir.
So it was a frequency dependent solution. So it has a very narrow band for its operation. So this was the disadvantage of that quarter wave transformer section. Another method is single step tuning method. Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this single step tuning, what we do, we use either a open circuited section or the shorted section. Okay. But this section of length D, suppose we take it to be D, uh, it will be in parallel to the main transmission line, and the characteristic impedance of this section will be Z naught itself. It will not change. Okay? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, why we are adding this section in parallel? Because theoretically you can add a series stub, but in practice, you already have a single stub this transmission line. So if you want to add some additional component, so either you should add it after the load impedance, or you should add it in parallel to the primary transmission line, right?
Yes, sir.
Because in quarter wave transformer section, what was the condition? The quarter wave section was added in between the main transmission line and the load impedance, right?
Yes, sir.
Is everyone getting it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. So that's why for that solution, as a solution to that problem of adding any stub or section in series, we have another method is to add a section in parallel. Now, how to match this section? See, this section of length D will be either shorted or open. Okay. Now we talked about the what was the impedance of a shorted stub line, shorted stub section. Can you tell me what is the impedance of a shorted stub of length L? Yes, tell me. It will be J Z naught tan beta L, right? Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? All of you? Yes. And what about for open circuited section? If your load impedance is open circuited, then it will be minus J Z naught cot beta L, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so in general, we talk about the shorted stubs because the open circuited stubs are difficult to realize. So, are you able to see this figure 11.19?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in this, both the primary transmission line and the secondary transmission line both have a characteristic impedance of Z naught. Okay, hello,
Yes, sir.
yes. So, what we are going to do? Uh, can we calculate the impedance, input impedance at this terminals A and A dash due to the load impedance ZL? Can we calculate it?
Yes, sir.
So what will be its value? What will be the equation? It will be the same equation, that is Z naught into ZL plus J Z naught 10 beta L upon Z naught plus J ZL 10 beta L, whatever was the equation of input impedance. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So this is your input impedance 1. Okay. What there will be some input impedance due to the parallel stub section also, right?
Yes, sir.
So it will be Zn 2, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, since we are adding up now you have two methods. Either you add the impedances, that is Zn1 and Zn2, uh, by taking their parallel combination, or what other you can do, you can add the admittances directly, right?
Yes, sir.
So first component will be your y1, okay, and second one is your yn2. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So can we calculate the values of this? Can you see this one first condition? This, are you able to see equation 11.59?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what is the impedance? See, y in is equal to 1 plus jb. Okay. What is this one? See, in input impedance equation, uh, if we take the Z naught towards the left hand side, so will it be a normalized input impedance? Zn upon Z naught,
Yes, sir.
it will be a normalized impedance, right? So by taking its reciprocal, you can calculate y in 1. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it will be in some combination, I can say, like a plus jb. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Okay. Uh, so in general, yes, a plus j beta. So what I am going to do, I will try to achieve. Uh, so okay, we will discuss this thing in the next class. So today we are going to talk about the waveguide. Okay, I think there is some confusion there. Okay, hello.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. See, the basic purpose of this whole exercise of this single step tuning is that we want to make achieve a admittance like this: yn equal to 1 plus j0. Okay. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I will explain it in the next lecture. Don't worry. Okay. So let me start with the another lecture. So till now we talked about the transmission line which were inexpensive and there was no shielding, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the simply two wires you have taken, the conducting wires, and you have started the transmission of signals from one end to another end. Okay. The second one was the coaxial lines, in which there was a shielding, and mm, the medium. So they were shielded, and by using the coaxial lines, the microwave components cannot be fabricated easily. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Due to the shielding, there were losses, less losses, but uh, for the communication, or for the transfer, it is complex to fabricate any device, microwave component. Okay. The third one was the planar transmission lines, which are compact, low in cost, and they can be easily integrated with the active circuit devices. Okay. This was the basic of micro transmission lines. Okay. But why we can't use this transmission line at the higher frequencies? Because when you model these transmission lines, unit section of a transmission line, so what are the components for that section? What are the components of the model of the transmission line? It was resistance, inductance, capacitance, and conductance, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So as soon as your frequency will increase, the power carrying capacity of the wave will also increase, right?
Yes, sir.
And whenever your this power is increasing, so the resistance and the conductance will produce more losses, right?
Yes, sir.
Because more current will pass, so the more heat will generate, so there will be more losses, and the capacitor and the inductor will start accumulating more energy inside them, and a very less amount will be transmitted. Okay.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what we so to remove that, another component was designed, which is waveguide. Okay. So the transmission lines can this can uh, at the frequency of 3 to 300 gigahertz, we have due to the skin effect and the dielectric losses, your transmission line will be inefficient. Okay. But and in case of transmission line, only the TEM mode was able to propagate. That is the transverse electromagnetic wave. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. But in case of waveguide, you can have this TE mode, that is transverse electric mode, transverse magnetic mode, and other both the modes are possible. In addition, their further configurations are also possible. Okay. And since the waveguides are made up of only a single conductor, so they have lows. Uh, in that case, mm, and the thickness of the metal will be larger, so there will be low losses. In addition, the power will be transmitted due to the reflection in the free space between that conductor walls. Okay.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. So they have a higher power handling capability, and but the only problem is that they can operate only above a certain frequency, which is known as the cutoff frequency. Okay. Therefore, the waveguide devices are known as the high pass filter. I have talked about this high pass filter and the cutoff frequency in the lab also.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what this was again? This is a single rectangular waveguide. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this entire these are the walls, okay, which will be made up of a thick metallic conductor, and the wave will be propagating along the this z direction, okay, inside in the media, okay.
Oh,
Okay. Now, so in this, what is the modes? There are four modes. Basic four modes of wave propagation are the transverse electric or the H waves, in which there will be no component of electric field in the direction of wave propagation. Okay,
yes, sir.
and but the magnetic field can have a Z component, that is the component in the direction of wave propagation. Similarly, for transverse magnetic mode or the E waves, the magnetic fields will not have any component in the direction of wave propagation, whereas the electric fields may have some component in that direction. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and the third mode is the transverse electromagnetic wave, in which there will be no electric and magnetic field components in the direction of wave propagation. And the fourth mode is the hybrid mode, in which uh, the electric and the magnetic field both will have their components in the direction of wave propagation. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So, so whenever anyone asks you what is a transverse electric mode or transverse electric wave, then what will you say? That the wave, the mode in which the electric field does not have any component in the direction of wave propagation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So these are the two basic equations. Two electric, two basic equations or the time harmonic field with time dependence uh, and the wave is propagating along the z direction. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
In which the first component is comprising of the electric field components in the x and y direction. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is your third component, that is the along the z direction, okay, which is given as Ez, and similarly for the magnetic field. Now, what are the Maxwell equations? Since we are not there is no source in the transmission line or the waveguide, right?
Yes, sir.
So what will be the Maxwell equations? Are these equations correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What are the two remaining equations?
Del dot B equal to 0 and
And
del dot D equal to 0.
yeah, because del dot D is rho V, so since there is no source or the charge, so the charge density will be zero. So both those equations will get terminated, and only these two equations will be left behind. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
And in this equation 3.2b, which is the fourth equation, which term is missing in this? Whether the JD or JC? Yes. Which component is missing?
JD.
Are you sure?
JK.
JK? What is JK? The conduction current density term is missing. That is the JC. Because there is no charge, so there will be no conduction current, but there will be some displacement current due to the media. Okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So if I solve this equation in all the three coordinates along the all the three directions, that is x, y, z, so can I get all the equations, these six equations?
Yes, sir.
Kindly try to solve these. Okay, this PPT is already shared on the Google Classroom, so you can go through it, and it is from the microwave engineering by Layout, microwave devices and circuits by SM Layout. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this will be the six equations, right? And so what I need to do now, from this equation, these six equations, because you are talking about only the wave propagation is along the z direction, right?
Yes, sir.
So you will be knowing only the two components, that is the Ez and Hz, right?
Yes, sir.
So uh, you have to reduce these equations to derive other four components, that is Hx, Hy, Ex and Hy. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now in this, so this Kc will be your cutoff wave, wave number, and K is the wave number, which is a which we talked about in case of transmission lines also. Okay, so in this case, your K will be dependent on the permittivity of the material which is filling inside the transmission line or the waveguide. Okay, hello,
Yes, sir.
and beta will be your 2 pi by lambda when your media is free space. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yes. So these are the four reduced when will you say the wave is a TEM wave? Hello.
When the Z components are 0.
Yeah, both the Z components are zero. So if both the Z components are zero, okay. So will there be any this component Hx, Hy, Ex, and Ey? Will there be any component?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hello.
sir. They will be. So in x and y direction, there
Which
will be
component?
E and H components.
Are you able to see these
No,
3.5 equations? There will be no component. Okay. If both the components are zero, that is Ez and Hz both are zero, then the wave will not exist. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in that case, there will be no component. Okay. But let's try what we can go further. Okay. So for TEM wave, your cutoff wave number will be zero. That is Kc will be zero, and beta will be equal to K. Okay. And there is one equation which is known as Helmholtz equation, which is given as mm, where is the Helmholtz equation? So this is your basically Helmholtz equation, which is del square E equal to gamma square E. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are trying to solve it from this point. This is the first equation, that is the Helmholtz equation, that is del square E equal to gamma square E and del square H equal to gamma square H. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from this, what will be the value of del square? The del square will be del square upon del x square plus del square upon del y square plus del square upon del z square, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Minus gamma square. And what is the value of this gamma? What is this gamma? Gamma is a propagation constant, right?
Yes, sir.
So, so now we have to solve this equation. This equation. So what can we do? And all the E and H both are functions of three components, that is X, Y, and Z, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So what we have done, we have considered that E or the psi is a product of three functions which are dependent on only single variable. That is, X is a function of X, Y is a function of Y, and Z is a function of Y is a function of Y, and Z is a function of Z. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if I put this value of psi in this equation, so what will I get? Will I get this equation?
Yes,
1
sir.
upon x d square x upon dx square and so on equal to gamma square. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, yes, fine, fine. Now what I have done, I have considered these three terms, that is the 1 by x, d square x upon dx square, and remaining two terms also as three terms, which is minus kx square, minus ky square, minus kz square. Okay. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So can I say it like this, that dx is d square x upon dx square equal to minus kx square into x? Yes or
Yes, sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So what will be the solution of this first equation? This one. The this one. What will be the solution of this equation? Can you tell me? Will it be like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Similarly for the y and z, right?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. So now we have the value of psi, which is a into sine kxx plus b cos x. Okay. This is the
Yes, sir.
equation, magnetic field, right? Now, since we consider, so what you can say, if I put this in this equation, mm, this figure now we consider this like a, okay. that gamma g square, where gamma g is a propagation constant, okay, it is equal to gamma square plus kx square plus ky square, where gamma g is propagation constant in the z direction. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And these two terms are combinedly called as Kc, which is the cutoff wave number. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So for a lossless dielectric, your gamma square will be equal to minus omega square into mu epsilon. So what will be the value of gamma g? Will it be like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So if your no wave is propagating, then gamma g will be zero, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
If your gamma g is zero, mm, then kc square equal to omega c square into mu epsilon from this equation. This one, this one. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that will be possible only at a certain frequency. So what will be the value of this fc? Will it be like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in which case your gamma g will be positive? When kc is greater than omega square mu epsilon or lesser than omega square mu epsilon? Yes, tell me.
So please repeat.
In which case your wave will propagate or the gamma g will be positive? This propagation
Greater
constant is,
than.
So when Kc is less than omega under root mu epsilon.
yeah, when omega square mu epsilon is greater than kc square, right? Yes. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Wait. No. Right. So yes, in this equation, if your gamma, this omega square mu epsilon is greater than kc square, so which component of the gamma will get value, whether the alpha or the beta? Hello? There are two components for every propagation constant.
Yes, sir.
What are those? First one is the attenuation and second is the phase constant,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
So if your omega square mu epsilon is greater than kc, so what term you will get, whether you will get alpha or the beta?
Alpha.
Alpha, right? So when your omega, this is a mistake, I think. So for the wave propagation, your alpha should be zero and beta should be non-zero, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in that case, your omega square mu epsilon should be lesser than kc square, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in that case, you will get uh, gamma g equal to j beta g, because alpha will be 0, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And what will be the value of beta g? It will be under root mu epsilon under root 1 minus fc square by f square. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And similarly, if you want the wave to not to propagate, then what you will do? You will make omega square mu epsilon greater than kc square. In that case, your beta will be 0 and alpha will be non-zero. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. So now in this, earlier we solved this equation. Yes. We got this equation, right? Psi equal to multiplication of three functions. But since we are talking about the wave to be propagated along the z direction, so the function of z will be replaced by only e to the power minus j beta g z. Okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Now we are talking about the TE mode. So what is the condition for TE mode? What is the condition for TE mode? That is Ez should be 0, right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Ez
sir.
will be 0 for TE mode.
Yes, Ez will be 0. Okay, in addition, what are the boundary conditions? Suppose the E field direction, Ex component will be like this, along this direction, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So at what point it will be 0? This Ex component will be 0 at y equal to 0 and y equal to b, right?
Yes, sir.
And what about the Ey component? Conductor, hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Can an electric field exist inside a conductor?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. So electric field component along the x direction will be 0 at what points? This will be the direction for the Ex component. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So it will be 0 at the conductor terminal, conducting walls.
Yes, sir. 0 and A.
At 0 and B, y equal to 0 and B.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. Yes, sir.
And at x equal to 0 and x equal to A, which component of the electric field will be 0? This component,
Yes, sir.
right? So Ex is 0 at y equal to 0 and B, and Ey is 0 at x equal to 0 and A, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. And okay, and what about this one? Magnetic field component variations. So the magnetic field component, that is Hs upon del Hs upon del Hz upon del Hy, del y and del x. They will also be 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the value of this hz component equation? This is the basic equation. Okay. This is the equation derived from this one. Simply we have replaced the psi with hz and we are trying to calculate the values of other components. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from this equation, yeah, try to multiply these equations and then we will achieve this value, that is hz equal to h naught z into cos of m pi x, where m pi upon a kx value is the value of k. Okay. Kx is given by m pi x upon a and ky is given by n pi y upon b. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So kx will be m pi by a and ky is given by n pi by b. Okay. And what we have to put? So solve the, put this value, this is kx upon kx equal to m pi by a in this equation. Okay. Okay. And n pi by b in at the place of ky, and then put this value hz in the put those values in this equation. In this equation. Okay. Either this or we can say this equation. This one. In this equation, your Ez is 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So only what you have to put the value of hz. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So from this you will get all the components of the hx, hy, ex and ey. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is all for today, and now we will meet tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Happy Diwali.